Hey guys, let's see if we can get the light on. Let's see, maybe not. Yeah, I guess not. Okay. Happy Magic Tuesday. So I wanted to do another card with the tacos. Sorry about the delays. Please know that I genuinely am sorry. My best friend had to go to the hospital on Friday, and then yesterday I fell down at work, and when I was coming home I just had to go and lie down because I just couldn't handle it. I was like, I have to just go lie down and try and take care of my back. So I'm so glad to be with you guys here today, and so you can see my fabulous taco card that I have. Let me get it out of here. It's involving several of the stamps and then a little bit of coloring. Let me set these to the side here. So my sample is super cute. My sample turned out really good. And it's using the new, this is the sample that I have, and it's using, what's this called? The Ready to Ride paper. This is the Harley Davidson paper that's in the new catalog. So I'm gonna talk about this paper in just a second. So let me set it aside, but I wanna show you the new paper. And if you can see, it's textured. The checks are actually textured on there, which is pretty cool. We're gonna be using that sheet. And this actually looks like, it's the black version of, you know how where you put your feet, you get those little grids, you know, where the feet, so they don't slip like on the motorcycle. They also have them on Jeeps and stuff like that, where, so it's the non-slip like metal grid. Well, that's what this is supposed to look like. And we have a embossing folder that matches it also. So, all right, and so there's that, and I'll show you the back sides in a minute. A lot of black in this set. Little, like a lug nut, you know, and so the tire tracks are good. I'm going to make some cards for my niece with these because she loves to ride motorcycles with her husband. I don't know if he rides a Harley or not. This is very Harley, but I actually thought this was very Mexican too, because the roses and the black, I don't know, to me that color combination many times makes you think of like Mexican restaurants and serapes and stuff. I don't know, I kind of like that. So this is the sheet that we're going to be using that brought all the inspiration. The back side of that sheet has these little wrenches, which is kind of a cute take. Obviously it can be a very masculine paper, but as you see, the whole sheet has these little buildings, and Stampin' Up! Actually made a card with this paper, and that's what inspired me to make my own version. It's a little tricky to get these buildings out, but I did it. And so, and I'll talk about that in a minute. And okay, again, on this side were the lug nuts. Let me flip this over. Maybe I had two of the same. Yeah, I guess I did. And see, like this one would be a good one to cut out, but you would have to commit to the orange and black. I kind of felt like this still looks a little bit like a diner. It's a garage, but it could actually be a diner, because you know how those modern diners now have those, like they look like they look like a garage, but it's really a diner, and that's kind of a fun one. Some more, you know, Harley Davidson looking style. Great motorcycles here, and here's more of that texture that I was telling you about, where your non-slip feet would be on the metal. And here it is again. This one is a little more pronounced than the other one. This is really looks like it because, you know, it's closer together. And then like I thought it said Route 66, but actually I think Route 66 might be a copyrighted number, but I could be wrong. It might not be copyrighted, but okay. And then this is the paper I already showed you. So those are the main sheets that are in this pack of paper, the Ready to Ride paper. And you can do a lot of cool things with it. I just happened to see this taco one and I was in love. And then we're also going to be using the Brights 6x6 Designer Series paper. Now you guys have seen me use the in color paper of this a lot. But I went ahead and I bought, this looks like sweet sorbet. It's not. It's actually real. This might be real red. Yeah, I think this is real red. And so these are all the bright colors, and Granny Apple Green, and this is Mango Melon Mambo. This is Daffodil Delight. That is the Bermuda Bay. You see Gorgeous Grape, all of, oh, Pacific Point, and this is Coastal Cabana. Oh, and here's the mango color, which is, I think, the one that we are using. Yes, we're using mango on our card here. We're using the striped mango. Yeah. And so the opposite side of it is the flowers. So we've used a bunch of the in color one, but this time I'm using the mango. So you don't always see these in the main catalog because of the fact that they don't show you the whole like pack like they do for the other types of papers. But these are available in the main catalog. Do I have my catalog here handy? No, I think it's in the bedroom. No, I have it here. I set it here the other. Yeah, I set it here. Let me grab it. And so I don't know the price offhand. And see, this one is the one for the Regals, and we're only using the mango one today. But just so you can see, you see here are the Regal colors: Cherry Cobbler, Blackberry Bliss, the I think that's Old Olive. I think that's Shaded Spruce. That's not Bumblebee. I forget the name of that color. This is like Crushed Curry or something. The Razzleberry, you know, the Pumpkin Pie. These are called the Regals. But again, it's the same designs. You know, this one has the plaid on one side and the stripes on the other, and the flowers on one side and the polka dots on the other. I love the plaid. That's my favorite piece, is this plaid design. And so I think that's probably what committed me to buying these packs. So they are an underutilized pack. Oh, and don't forget, today is the last day of Celebration. So if you want any free items for your $50 order, today is the last day to do that. Let me show you in the very back of the catalog. It's an overlooked thing. Even for me as a demonstrator, sometimes it's overlooked for me. See here, right here, this is the paper. See, here they showcase the, sorry to be so loud. Here they showcase the in color one, which I've shown you guys a bunch of times. This one is just showcasing the subtles, but when you read the description, it has the brights, the neutrals, the regals, and the subtles. You have to order them separately. So this pack is $12. The Regal pack I just showed you was $12. The Bright pack was $12. I don't know if I bought the neutrals or not. I might have. It might be in my drawer here. But it's overlooked, this one paper, because of that. And you see the subtles has all these nice, this is the pear and the blushing bride and the pink petal pink and mint macaron. You see it's got all the more subtle Highland heather, soft sea foam. And so it's got those more subtle colors. But same thing, $12 for a pack of 40 sheets, and they're double-sided. And so it's a really, really nice pack. This one gives you more of these 5 colors, but this gives you 2 sheets of each double-sided design. So essentially you're getting 4 sheets of each color. So 4 sheets of that color, 4 sheets of that color, and of course 2 of the same design. So anyway, just letting you know that that is in the main catalog. It's just overlooked. And so I just didn't want you to miss it. So I got a new stand. So I'm sorry I'm not showing you my cute Minnie Mouse ears. I'm gonna have to think of a different way to showcase the Minnie Mouse ears because I needed a stand that wasn't gonna move so much. The one that I had was just moving way too much. So let's go ahead and get started. Oh, I have one taco already stamped. I need to stamp a couple for the paper. Okay, so for the paper, it's kind of tricky. I really wanted this particular building because this building reminds me of like a Mexican restaurant a little bit, you see, because it's just, I don't know, it's got this cactus here on the sign. On the one that I showed you here, it's actually a gas station, but I don't know, I get tacos at gas stations too. So like to me, I had no problem with getting, making this taco card as well, because to me a gas station made sense too. So what I had to do, it's a little tricky to cut. So this piece was right here. Let me slide this up for you. This piece here was right here. And this piece here was right here. Okay. So I wanted this one here. So I was trying to figure out how I was going to cut it out. So what I did, oh, and then there's another piece I think still in the package. Yeah, because it's trimmed off. Oh no, here it is. Maybe it's, yeah, it might be right here. I think, yeah, that one goes right there. And then this one, I think, went right here. Yeah, there we go. So this is the piece that I cut out. It's like a little puzzle for you guys. So I took the gas station from right here, but I still wanted this Mexican like restaurant right here. Well, I had to agree that I was going to sacrifice this one building right here. And so I kept this one because this one is half of a building, but it's actually half across all of it. Here's another half of it here. And so this little half of the building is intended to be just half. And so I kept that one because I could still use it on a card just in a different way. And so what I did is I cut out the gas station that was right here. The gas station was like right in this section here. And I trimmed off this piece. And I had some little scraps here that are probably in the bag. And so I first trimmed him out for the gas station. Then I, took that piece away and I was trying to figure out how I was going to trim out this. And so when I trimmed the gas station, I started here on this side and I came all the way over below this cactus and I actually stopped about here. And in the end, I wound up a little funny with my cutting right here, but I stopped about here because I knew I wanted to get this gas station, but I was trying to figure out how to cut it anyway. So it just took me a little bit to cut it, but I finally did get it cut out. But I just put it in the trimmer and I just slowly cut it with the trimmer using the arrows that are on top of your trimmer. And so like if I want to cut out, I'm going to just demo it because it's a little hard explaining it. So for example, if I want this gas station here, let's put him in. And let's see. So I have to agree to kind of sacrifice this one over here in order to get this gas station because it's just not going to work. I'm going to have to make sure I want to save one of them over here, one of the pancake ones over here. I just have to figure it out. So yeah, just have to figure it out a little bit. But that's a good gas station to figure out to take. So what I would do is I would line up, see my gas station is right here. And so I want to get above the building in my little spot here. I want to get above the building, but I don't want to cut so far off into this garage. I want to leave a little space. I might move it a little bit more actually, so I can get some of the clouds. So I think I'll cut along right there. It's going to make your shapes a little funny. And see, there's arrows on each side of your cutter. And so you just cut above until I get to, let's see, where am I? No, I'm not yet. I'm almost there. And there's little arrows on each side of your cutter. Yeah, I think that's about it. So then pick it up. Then you're going to cut downward. And I might still have to trim it a tiny bit. Let's see, did I cut far enough over? And so I'm going to try and cut upward. I'm going to try and save this building on the side here. It's a little tricky, like I'm telling you guys. So I don't want to make it out like it's a super, super simple cutting, because it's not. The cutting was tricky. So I'm going to go upward here. And I'm going to try and get to that line that I was at right there. I think it's there. I'm almost there. I think I hit it. I did. I hit it. So it was a little tricky to get there, but I did get there. And I'm actually going to leave this here. I might not cut it anymore because having the two buildings next to each other doesn't feel too weird. But you see there I've got my little, now I've got my little gas station cut out. And I can add something over the corner here to cover up any pieces. Or if I want to add something on this one, I added something to the corner right here to cover up a building. You see, so we're going to make almost the same card, but with a little different building. Okay. And so I could easily put this medallion right here to cover up this Harley building. No problem. You see what I mean? You'll just change your shapes a little bit, but as a whole, you're still getting the same basic design. So it's a little tricky, but that's the beauty of the cutters that we sell. The cutters have these cutters, just FYI, were designed by demonstrators like myself. They wanted the arm that would come out on the side. They wanted a hook so they could hang it on the wall. They wanted the arrows on the sides of the cutter and on the sides of the scorer. They also wanted this little handle on the edge here because that handle helps you lift it up and down. You see, so, and the other thing that's the most useful is they have a ruler on the opposite side. So if I needed just 1 inch of this paper, instead of trying to do it this way and hoping I get the spot, I can hold it with my left hand here, put it on the 1 mark here, and trim off 1 inch, no problem. You see? And so just FYI, these were designed by demonstrators for crafters. And so it's pretty cool that a crafter designed the cutter and not just some random person. Okay, so now we've got to stamp a couple tacos. So let me grab my ink here. And so all that explanation to show you how to cut paper. Sorry about that. But I don't know, I think it's also helpful because I was never told how to cut paper. And I would waste so much paper because people didn't tell me and show me. And so I struggled to get some of it right. And so it was just a constant. There were many wasted papers, which always disappointed me because paper can be pricey. And so I didn't want that. Okay. And we'll take the red. Okay. I'll do these last. Let's do the yellows first. Okay, so we take the dark yellow, and just like the last time we did the tacos, I'm going to color the edge here, the corner, just kind of give some shading to the taco shell. And I'm going to give some shading here. It'll blend. That's the beauty of the blends. No, boo-boo. Ow! 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 Dang. That hurt. I love my cats, but man, sometimes they annoy me. And so we're just going to do some shading. Whoops. And then we're going to take some of the, the yellow is last. And we're going to take some of this is called the Naturals blend. It's number 800. And they use these often for skin color, but you can also use it for like shading for like the animal fur, or obviously here shading for food. But often we wanted different skin colors. It was a thing that was constantly discussed at Stampin' Up! Because we had, and also hair tones. That was another thing that was discussed because some of our stamps were very Caucasian, which I understand many of the crafters that work at Stampin' Up! And the creators were Caucasian, and so the stamps tended to look Caucasian. But because they listened to the demonstrators, and the customers, they eventually created these blends that had many different skin tones, which I thought was a really ingenious idea, because it is important to have representation and different hair colors also with the, or not hair colors, hair styles. So, oh gosh, I'm bleeding. I know he scratched me too hard. Hold on, let me grab a Kleenex. I know I was bleeding. Darn you, kitty. Hold on a second. Just bleeding a little bit. Let me make sure I don't get in on my card. All right. And so you color back over the darker parts with your lighter blend. It just gives that extra look, that extra shading in those areas. And the alcohol will eventually dry. And oh, the hair color, that's what I was talking about. Not hair color, hairstyle. They did a lot of curly hair, straight hair. Before, they just would really just kind of do straight hair. A little bit of a wave, a slight wave, but not very curly at all. And so that obviously wasn't very representative of any particular ethnicity. Well, it was, I guess, very Caucasian per se, but other ethnicities have straight hair too, but it was just, you know, it just didn't represent enough. And so they changed a lot of the hair so that it was different types of hair, which I liked. And then the blends also can help you with that as well. They can help you with the coloring and all that kind of stuff, which I liked. And so now we need a little bit of our green. Oh, we got also to stamp the guacamole. And so anyway, I love the natural blends. I didn't think I would like or really use them that much, but I've used them way more than I expected. Not always even to color people, but animals and all kinds. So that's been really pretty cool. I appreciate it. Stampin' Up's a good company. They do listen. They do make good changes. They do good things. Oh, so I need to tell you guys, my team name, Fabulous Stampers, has been approved because now I have 2 team members and it has been approved. And so I can have the team name Fabulous Stampers. So if you want to join my team, today is the last day to join and get that amazing deal on the product. You'd get a mini stamp cut and emboss. You would get a, I think this is, by the way, this is dark old olive and dark granny apple green. I used, they're much darker than each other, but I wanted that look. Okay, and let me get the guacamole. Let me stamp the guacamole. So yeah, so if you wanted to join my team, you get $175 worth of product. You get a mini stamp cut and emboss machine. You get a paper pumpkin, a free paper pumpkin, free shipping, and you get a discount after that for 20%, 20 to 25%, depending on how you do with your sales. And but basically in total you're getting $261 worth of product for $129. Now if you don't need the cutting machine, you can get $175 worth of product for only $99. Technically you'd still be getting about $200 worth of product because you also get the free shipping and you get the free paper pumpkin. So you're still getting a lot of product. So just letting you know. So let me take the dark smoky slate. I'm coloring in. I'm going to put the shading on the left here. Okay. And this is the light smoky slate, I think so. No, this is dark gray granite. So I didn't use the, sometimes you can use the same. Sometimes it looks better when you change up your blends where they're not the matching. You can always do the dark and light, but I wanted my shading here to be a little bit different. I wanted it to be a little stronger. So, okay. So, and then the guacamole, I'm using the dark old olive. And so we'll do some of the dots here. And we're going to color that guacamole with the light, or not light, the dark granny apple green. I could have used pear pizzazz. I guess I think I did use pear pizzazz on the other one. But I don't think so, because I think, I could be wrong, but it's okay. It looks all right. I wanted guacamole because I wanted to use the sentiment for the guacamole. And so that's it for our black stamping. We might use a little bit, we're going to use a little bit of green here to stamp our sentiment. Let me grab it. We're going to use, no, I'm going to use Old Olive for that one. Is that Old Olive? Yeah. Yeah, I don't think we used pear. Okay. Let me look on the inside. Yeah, we used Old Olive. Okay. All right, so now we're going to take my, oh, I had an extra one here, and this is the inside. Oh, and the inside of the card, I want to stamp, oh, we can do that in a minute. Let me clean this off before I forget. And then I stick it in the wrong one. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take, oh, I put away the piece I needed. This is the one. Okay. So we're going to be coloring this piece here. I'm going to let these dry over here for a minute. And we're going to be coloring in this piece. So as you can see, I used some colored pencils to color this in. And honestly, I just used my Crayola colored pencils. Stampin' Up! Does have colored pencils, but honestly, they are not enough colors, in my opinion. I needed more colors. And so I chose to use what I wanted. So I'm going to go ahead and, I don't know exactly how I want to color this, so you'll be with me. This is red. I want to have some dominant red on the edge of the building. So I'm going to put it across the middle here. I could have used some blends, you know, and stuff, but I just felt like this was the most appropriate. And some of the shading, I just felt like would be better with pencils. Okay, so I've got red. And then let me check my green here. No, that's the wrong green. I want to do, well, I guess, no, that's right, because I want to do my cactus with this green. I'm making the saguaros a little brighter than they probably would be in real life. And I wanted pink flowers for these. I might not actually see these little cactus, actually. These little cacti. Because of the location of that. I think I'm putting my medallion over the top of that. We'll work that out. Okay, let me get my grass. And we'll put some grass here. Oh, I need a brown for the, and let me put some green, dark green across here. I think of like the Mexican flag. And let's see. This is the wrong, it should be the other way because I think this is making the Italian flag. My bad, because the Italian flag looks similar. And then I'm gonna put the green along the bottom here. I'm making these lines dark because I really wanted that strong green. There's no motorcycle in this building, but there's some parking spots here, so we can shade that a little bit gray. Okay, and oh, we've got the brick here. Got the brick. I'm gonna shade that like a lighter, and then I'm gonna go over it, I think, with the black to make the brick look darker. I think this is like a maroon, I think, or something. Yeah, this is maroon. And let's see. We've got a little, I think I need some darker color for the mountains, just a little bit. Some darker brown. The other picture didn't have brown, or didn't have mountains. I could use some of the gray actually for the mountains too. That's good. Let me shade these a darker. And I'm not making it perfectly colored on these landscape areas because, you know, it's just the background. I don't have to have it perfect, but it's just to give a hint of the color. And then I think I'm going to take a little bit of the black and shade a little at the top here. Okay, and that was black. Let me keep that out a minute. Let's see about our building. I think let's do some like green here. Oops, that's not red. I need the red. Okay. And we'll do some red. Okay. And I think I want this to be red, just this background to be light red. And I'll color the sun here in a minute. Okay, and then I'm taking the silver to do, this looks like a window. This looks like a window. This looks like a window. And I think these look like windows. And it looks like maybe some windows down here. This area looks like a building. And so, all right, the steps. You know, I'm gonna do the steps in the brick color, because that makes sense to me, because there's the brick there, the brick, there's the brick flower vase area here. So the brick stairs. Oh, this looks like an extra large window and door. Okay, and the sun. I'm gonna do okay, and the blue for the sky. So around the sky, I just shaded a little bit around each cloud, but not necessarily each and every piece of area. This will be covered up down there. I'm actually going to take the sand and do the sand color here. Yeah, and the sand here. And I think I'll kind of go over. I have a feeling that this will be covered with my medallion. Oh, the brown. Put a little bit of brown here. Okay. Like I said, I think this will all be covered here. And the tan. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I've got that little bit of sky down here, but I might turn these into brown so it looks a little bit more like dirt, because these are going to show. So I'm going to cover that tan up with a little bit, the blue up with a little more tan. So it doesn't look as much like a cloud as it is. And so, and I think what I'll do is I'll add some green. Okay, just a little more tan. And this will be covered. And this part won't be. I think this part will be free, but maybe I can put my sentiment there. But at least the sky is colored. We've got this one little cactus in the back there, which is a little odd, but it'll be fine. We'll work it out. Okay, so we've got our picture here. I've got my basic card base. I've got this, my pieces. And so my pieces are 2 3/4, and the smaller mango piece is 2 1/2. And I'm gluing those two together. I want the stripes out. I just liked the mango and this granny apple green together. I could have done like traditional Mexican colors with like a shaded spruce kind of green, or a deeper green like the Mexican flag, but I don't know. It didn't really, I wasn't loving it. And then I cut this piece. I cut this cherry cobbler piece. I don't want to give you the size of this piece, because this piece is going to be 1/4 inch bigger than whatever this was. So when I got my piece, I measured it. So it's 3 3/4. So that means it's 4 inches this way. And this seems to be almost 3 inches. It's not even a full 3 inches in this length. It's almost 3 inches. So it was almost 3 3/4 or 3 1/4. in height, but I only managed to measure it based on what this was. And I just kept trimming until it looked correct. I just would trim off a 16th here, and I'd trim off a 16th there, and yeah, and that worked. And you'll notice that I have this little slice here because I cut a little bit incorrectly when I was cutting my building out, but that's okay because I'm covering that piece up, so I didn't really worry about it. All right, so now we've got our colored piece down. And so on this piece, it was easy for me to, you know, put it in the center, almost center it, and then put the building down further. For this one, I think I might put these stripes a little higher and put the building, because I want to put my medallion across here. So maybe I need to go the other way. Yeah. Because I want my medallion to be right here covering this building. And so I'll put together my medallion and then arrange these together again. So I went ahead to get my medallion. I took my 2-inch circle punch. Now we don't sell the circle punch anymore, but that's okay. We also sell the layering circles. You know, you can buy circle punches all over the place. I just happen to have, I rarely get rid of my punches. I tend to keep them a long time, especially if they're good ones that I use again and again. I don't want to lose my pieces. There we go. No, stay there. All right, so I wanted that one little circle, and now we're gonna cut out our tacos and our guacamole, and then we'll do the arranging. All right. Okay. Okay. All right, guacamole is done. Let me cut out my tacos. You can see how I tried out the colors here, trying to figure out which ones I wanted to use. I think this taco was left over from the last time I made that other taco card, which is so cute. Who doesn't love a taco card? I love tacos. I love burritos. But I do love a good taco, I'm not going to pretend. I don't order them as much when I go out. I love enchiladas. I tend to order enchiladas when I go out to Mexican food. I just love enchiladas. Now I'm hungry. Maybe I need some tacos. All right, there we go. Done. And I almost put, I kind of want to try it with some little emoji faces on them to see if I like it. And so I'm going to try it and see if I like it. But I don't know, it looks so good without the emoji faces. But one of my favorite things about this stamp set are the little emoji faces that you can stamp on your guacamole and your tacos and everything. But I don't know, it looks so good with just the tacos like that. I don't know if I need the emoji faces. And the emojis don't really match the drawing, so that decides it. Because the emojis don't really fit the design on the drawing, you know, so that doesn't really work. So, all right. So let's see, let's make our arrangements. So I want to put this down lower and put this up higher. And then I want to cover, oh, I need to put it near the center. Okay. I want to cover that corner So that tells me I need to color this one cloud. It'll get covered a little bit with our sentiment and stuff, but that way I know it's covered. And so I covered up that cacti, those little cacti right there. So there we go, we've got that. And then we've got our little tag here, which I'm gonna tuck. Yeah, the tag's gonna cover up some of that other stuff, so that's good. And we can even put those little, I want to put those strips. And so same thing, we're going to put our little tacos at an angle and our little guacamole and have our little saying like that. So I think that's a good arrangement. So now that I have the concept, I can stamp. So this little piece comes from my paper pumpkin kit, a leftover one. So I'm going to go ahead and use it. It's only, I think, a 1/4 inch. Half inch, a little over, oh, it's 3/4 inch. This is 3/4 inch wide and maybe 2 inches long, you know. And so just a little tag, and felt like it was the right size. Need to move my sentiment. So I love this new stand. It sure is holding straight. It is not moving. Notice I haven't moved my stand once. Part of that is because I'm not adjusting. Oh, it's sunk down a little bit since I put it on. I might have pushed on it a little bit since I attached the phone. But it really hasn't moved since I attached it. And so I think I just pushed down a little too hard when I was putting the phone in. Okay, so to put our little that's lifted up. Okay, these are all lifted up. Okay. I think I need something on the edge here. Maybe I'll do the dark here. And I think I'll do like maybe the green here. I don't like that this edge is so plain. Okay. Yeah, that's good. All right, don't gild the lily, Jennifer. Okay. So then we're going to take our little silver. This is the gray granite. Wrong scissors. This is the gray granite ribbon. It's called the shimmer ribbon. I was going to say, I knew it wasn't glimmer. Shimmer ribbon. So it's really shiny, so pretty. And so I just think it has a really good look to it. Yeah, the only drawback to this new camera stand is that I can't do my intros with my cute little ears, so that's kind of a bummer. Not gonna lie. And so I'll do that last. But we want to put, I'm gonna put some glue dots on the back here, and that way we can put the ribbon in place. That's how I got the ribbon to be in a good spot before. It's a little trick to, I could fold a loop, but sometimes it just doesn't work. So I'm going to put one piece of glue dot here and one piece across from it. And then I can arrange, whoops, dang it. I'm dropping everything. Then I can arrange my pieces here. Yeah, I cut way too big, cut my ribbon way too big. Because I want my little ribbon to come out from the sides, but I don't want it to be too too big for the, oh, I think I stained that. And so that little glue dot holding them in place, I think is good. So I just need to trim the back end here and the other end. Okay, so we'll snip that at an angle, and we'll snip this at an angle, so they're almost the same. There we go. And then, because this is popping up, the whole thing is popping up. I want to cover, maybe I did the medallion wrong. Maybe I needed to have the medallion this way so I can see more of my image. You know what I mean? So maybe I should have stamped the other side. Let me see if I have another one of these tags. I think I do. Hang on. Fingers crossed. I have another tag. I do. They just came from a paper pumpkin. I want the medallion here, but I just want to show off a little bit of this landscape. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to cover up that saguaro, you know, like, I don't know. We'll try it both ways and see. Well, I guess I've got the saguaro over here too. So let's try it. So if we center it and then we put our medallion there, it covers across there. I just feel like it's kind of cluttered. But if I move it over to the side here a little bit more, and then I put it here, and then I still have the tacos, but you see, I would just have the holy guacamole, and I would still have the tacos, but I'd see more. Yeah, that looks better. I think that looks better. So we're gonna put the holy guacamole this way. Oh, and let me stamp the inside of my card real quick while I have the ink out. I just stamped a guacamole bowl on the inner corner of my card. And I was going to stamp a envelope. I have envelopes here, yeah. I'm going to stamp an envelope. I was very grateful that my fall yesterday didn't really affect me too badly. I woke up and I was a little sore this morning, not going to pretend, but overall it wasn't too bad. Okay, so we've got our envelopes. We've got our inside. Let's go ahead and fix our... Okay, I'm gonna leave those on there because it's too hard to pull them off. Let me grab more ribbon. I don't want to rip that. I can use that for another card. So we'll go ahead and we'll cut our piece. So it's just, I don't know, 4 inches or so, maybe 5 inches. And then I'm gonna put the glue dots again. And so you can always trim it. It's going to be a little too long, I can tell. And let's see. Let's see how that looks. That looks good. All right. I'm glad I didn't glue anything down yet because that helps me. Oh no. Yeah, no, we're still good. I'm going to move it a little and put my medallion here. Oh, I got to move it up in order to fit it. So it might be more centered than I thought. And then we'll put this under here. So I'll have to trim my ribbon, but then I can still see more of my image. You know what I mean? Like I just felt like that looked a little better. So, all right, so we'll go ahead and put a glue dot here real quick. Hold it in place. Where'd it go? Okay. So I cover just a little bit of the image. I wanted to cover that though. There we go, because I want to cover up my mistake. It's tricky. Because yeah, when I had it here though, it was just so crowded. You know what I mean? It just feels really crowded. But maybe that's okay. Maybe I'm just being a brat. I think I'm just being a brat. Let me try it. Maybe that was okay and I was just being paranoid. Because I have an error there I gotta cover. So I've got to put my medallion here. I guess I could cover it with my tacos. Yeah, that would have worked. I liked it in the other direction. Sorry, I'm so indecisive today. It's because the shape is different. The shape of this image is a little different. So on the other one, I could easily put or maybe I slide it a little bit that way. But I gotta cover up my, yeah, see, I like having these. Cover up my arrow, but then I'll let the tacos come here and cover that up. Yeah, so that's what I'll do. Oh my gosh, so much pressure. Yeah, I might need to pop this up on dimensionals too. And then, yeah. And I'll trim the tops so they're much smaller. But I'll wait till it's attached. There we go. I think I like it right there underneath that line. Okay, so let's get this on. Let's put this on. That's the beauty of card making. Sometimes you just like make these adjustments as you go. All right, and I wanted it just about there. And then we're putting, I wanted this on dimensionals. So I'm using up these that I have. It's gonna require a lot because it's a, oops. Except I want them to be across. Okay, so that's okay there. I'm gonna leave this bottom area empty because otherwise it's gonna be uneven. So it'll be a little lopsided because that area is lower. Thankfully, my best friend is fine. She did have to be admitted to the hospital, but she's okay. But that was a little scary. I was not excited about that. I had to take her to the ER just before. She literally called me just before I was doing my live video. And I knew that if she was calling me to take her, it meant that she really needed to go. She's not that type to call for something, you know. She doesn't always ask for help unless she, you know, and so when she does, you know that she needs it. So we went and poor thing, she was in the ER a long time. Okay, I like that 3D look. Then we're gonna put this down here. And I think I can just get away with putting down some glue dots. I'm not gonna put it on dimensionals. We'll put some glue dots on here. Glue dots on here. I don't know, it does need dimensionals, I think. It's gonna be a little extra puffy of a card, I think. The ribbons are a little too thick. They kind of mess up the flow. Because they're overlapping and then the glue dots are thick. We have really thick glue dots. Stampin' Up! Makes really thick glue dots, which is good. But they're also like a little, oops, that one needs to come up. I'll move it. Let's move it there. They're a little too thick in a way. So actually should have put that flat then. But oh well, it's done. And then we'll add some glue dots and put a glue dot, put a taco here, put a taco here, and then we'll put, I think I have my guacamole up here. Or do I put it on top? No, I think I'll tuck it behind. Or I'll just put it over here to the side. Yeah, that's good. I need some more glue dots. I just realized. They also have a cute little burrito on here. That's kind of fun. I like the burrito too. But I love the tacos more. And then I'll stick my little guacamole there. Oh my gosh, I'm out of glue dots. I think this is my last glue dot. Ooh. And it got stuck, of course. No, there's another one. There's two more. There we go. And we'll tuck that little guacamole right there. All right. And so let me trim off these edges here and get them nice and tight. Let me trim this one on the left to make sure it can fit on the card, and then I'll trim the left side, or the right side, I mean. I liked that this gray granite just came out, made the sentiment a little bit whiter. In my opinion, I just think it looks better. I think I need to put another glue dot there. It's not liking where it is. That taco keeps moving. There we go. Sorry about that. I'm low on battery, so. But that's okay because I'm almost done. Let's get everything away. And let me glue that on the inside. Okay. I think that turned out cute. What do you guys think? You guys like it? Okay. Okay. Oops, that one's moving too. I guess the one glue dot is not enough for these unwieldy tacos. They're like, no, we're moving. Just one dot was not enough. There we go. It's like, y'all need to stay in place. There we go. They kept moving around and I didn't want them to move. There we go, cute. And then I still get this nice little area here. I think I need my guacamole to move a little up and down. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, because those were crooked. So there's my little card. Cute, right? Oops, I got some green on my envelope. I thought that turned out good. Thanks, Marcia. You're such a faithful follower. You're so good, and you always comment. I'm always so grateful. Such a good viewer. I always appreciate when you guys comment because it does really help me and my little business, you know, because, you know how the algorithm makes people follow you. If you comment on their video, then it shares my video to other people more. And so that's how you increase that viewership on Facebook. And so that's just one of those things. There's other things I can do too. That's just one. And here's my other version, Marcia, that you hadn't seen yet. This was the original version. The paper that we used was from the Ready to Ride. And it has all these cute buildings. Stampin' Up! Did a version of this on their website. And it's this particular sheet has all these cute little buildings. And all of them, except for this one's obviously pancakes. And this one's pie. But these could definitely, well, that one's burger. But even the garage could technically even be like a taco garage. Because, what's it called? I've seen several different taco garages in my day here in San Antonio. So, and even California, I saw some taco garages. But then there's these cute little diners, which are very, you know, like motorcycle-esque, you know. But yeah, so I thought these were fun little versions of that. They did a version of this on Stampin' Up's Facebook page. They did it with they did it with orange and black. Taco Cabana, yeah. And so they did it with orange and black. And, you know, because the rest of the paper is all orange and black. And I didn't really want to go the Harley Davidson route. I wanted to go the more Mexican. And I didn't use the real red because, I don't know, the real red seemed just a little too bright for the muted vanilla of the paper. I felt like the muted vanilla of the paper made the cherry cobbler just kind of match it a little bit better. Even though I still used hints of real red with my food and everything in the buildings, I just thought it was good. Oh, you're very sweet, Marcia. I'm glad I inspire you. I'm just trying my best, like we all are. You've made me some cute cards too. She made me the cutest Halloween card. I still have it actually. I keep meaning to show it on Facebook. I have it here. I found it the other day and was like, I never showed it off. And so yeah. But that way I could still use each building. You're going to lose some of the little buildings. Like part of a building is right here. Part of a building is right here. You're going to lose some of the buildings when you're cutting this paper. But that's okay. You know what I mean? It's not, you're so cute, Marcia. You're going to lose some of those buildings, but that's okay because, you know, we got to use up our paper somehow. And I don't want to like waste my paper. So I always keep the acetate. I know some people like put it right on but I like having the acetate because I feel like the stamps stick to the acetate better than they stick to the container. That's my opinion. Some people might say otherwise, but in my humble opinion, I feel like they stick better. And I always make sure I put the acetate back over, and then I know if I'm missing a stamp, because, you know, they put this on the inside of the containers. If you guys don't have Stampin' Up! Products and just watch for fun, they put these on the inside of the what's it called? The printout, the cover. And then the acetate, some people throw this stuff away, but I always keep it because I feel like it holds all my pieces, especially these little chiquitito pieces. I feel like it holds them down. So yeah. So remember, today is the last day of celebration. So if you want to get some $50 worth of product and then get free items for every $50 increment, you order today. Taco Fiesta is available. The Ready to Ride paper is still available. They have a bunch of different free items available for you guys. So go ahead and take advantage of that. I'm all about some free items. I love a good free item, so I never pass up a free item. So these are really good cards for guys and girls. I mean, I'll send anyone a card, but I understand some people might be a little more sensitive to a more feminine card. Like some guys might think a card is too girly, but I don't know. My dad doesn't ever seem to care. He just likes that I made it. So, oh, let me put this here so I can save it for next time. And I think I have a guacamole I can save. Yeah, there we go. For next time. So yeah, so here you go. Thanks so much. Thanks for bragging about me, Marsha. You're so sweet. I appreciate the bragging. And so I'm going to start doing some other videos that are shorter. It's my new social media campaign that I'm going to start doing. And I got a new stand. You didn't check that out. So when you watch my video from the beginning, you can hear about the new stand I got. And so it hasn't moved. I think I pushed it down when I first attached my phone, but then it hasn't moved since then. So it seems to be holding really well. It was just my brain. And so it seems to be pretty strong. I just needed something better than what I was using because what I was using kept moving and it just kept leaning. I just didn't like that it kept leaning. It kept bothering me. So yeah. Well, thanks so much for tuning in, you guys. I hope you have a great rest of your Tuesday. Thanks for your patience in holding out for my taco card. I appreciate you tuning back in over and over to finally get my taco card, my second taco card. I love this Taco Fiesta stamp set. It's just so cute. So, all right. Well, have a great day. Thanks so much.